When it comes to superpowers, the average person would probably think of the usual ones you see in sci-fi movies, like Superman's ability to fly freely around the air, or laser eyes that could annihilate everything within sight. However, in this modern day society, I find these powers difficult to use, and even if you do find a way to use these powers, I doubt they'll bring you any good. Considering the circumstances of a normal person's everyday life, I would choose to have empathic influence as my unusual ability. Empathic influence allows its bearers to control and manipulate the empathy of other people, which doesn't sound like much at first, but actually, if you take full advantage of it, you could basically get whatever you want and live a carefree life, which is what I assume most people desire in their lifetime. There are countless ways to manipulate such power. For instance, I could easily get to any desired school or job, as I could just make my interviewer feel strongly empathetic towards me, and let me in without checking my credentials or presentation skills, which would be a benefit to me as I'm a quite introverted person myself, and would most definitely struggle with speaking in interviews. Not only that, I could also benefit other people, such as making sacrifices and helping psychological studies that monitor empathy and the way it controls our actions, brainwaves, etc. Now, with the many movies and books I've seen, I noticed that all the people with superpowers seem to be struggling with one thing, and that is that federal agents and scientists as such would manage to capture them and manipulate their powers. However, I wouldn't have to bear these consequences of having such a great power, as I could easily just make my capturer feel empathetic towards me and let me go whenever I want. You know what? I could even help them buy me a mansion if I wanted to. They're basically under my control. Lastly, my superpowers could also help me support what I stand for. For instance, I'm a strong believer in women's rights, and I could use my empathic influence to make social figures resonate strongly with me and help me and countless other women gain rights to things that we didn't have a say in before. Or I could even help stand up for global warming and climate change and manipulate world leaders into taking action against these pressing global issues. With all said, empathic influence is definitely one of the most useful and versatile superpowers in my eyes. You could use it to enroll into desired occupations that you'd otherwise have to fight with everything for, or you could help make a difference in such a messy and unfair world. With all of these conclude, I would have to have empathic influence as my unusual superpower.